You open the interface, stare at a blank canvas, and type a single prompt. You get a decent-looking layout, and you close the tab. That is exactly how most people tested Claude Design this week, and they missed the entire point. The disappointment comes from a core misunderstanding. People are treating the platform like a template search engine, expecting a massive library of pre-made graphics, waiting for an AI to swap in their specific text. Claude Design functions as a computational pipeline. Every visual output you see is generated from scratch and exists purely as production-ready code. This quadrant chart maps design tools. The vertical axis measures how you build, template to generative. The horizontal measures what you get, static to code-ready. Canva sits top left, Figma bottom right. Claude Design lands squarely top right, requiring you to operate generatively for actual code-ready assets. Operating in that top right corner requires a strict trade-off. You give up the pixel-perfect drag-and-drop manual control of legacy tools. In exchange, you gain extreme velocity through text prompting. So you have a decision to make. You have to evaluate whether the speed of generating a layout with a few sentences actually justifies abandoning the muscle memory you've built over years in Figma or After Effects. The only way to make that calculation is to accurately categorize the tool. When you understand Claude as a pipeline, you stop generating generic mockups and start extracting actual return on your time. This flowchart breaks down Claude's capabilities. It splits into 3 branches: static assets, interactive mockups, and algorithmic generation. Following the static assets path, you feed Claude raw text. In minutes, it outputs fully formatted, on-brand slide decks and animated lower thirds in the browser. The cost of that speed is granular control. You lose access to massive pre-made sticker libraries and the frame-by-frame timeline adjustments you get in traditional software. The second workflow targets rapid prototyping for web and mobile interfaces. You paste a target URL, and Claude deconstructs the layout and hierarchy of that page. It then reconstructs the structural logic into a functional, clickable prototype, applying your specific brand colors and typography. Here is the trade-off. You cannot manually drag elements to fix spacing. You have to understand information architecture and iterate strictly through text commands. For front-end ideation, Claude replaces manual pixel pushing with architectural logic. This heavily rewards users who already understand system-level design. This updated flowchart reveals the platform's most critical capability, a direct pipeline bypassing the traditional design-to-engineering handoff. Once approved, you export the finished prototype state, the spacing and interactions, as a cohesive bundle straight into Claude Code. Claude Code reads that bundle and scaffolds a real, deployable Next.js project. It builds actual HTML and CSS that matches your design exactly, complete with working UI components. This eliminates the friction of a developer misinterpreting your design file. But make no mistake, you still need a baseline understanding of development environments to launch that code. The final path on the tree handles highly technical integrations. In environments like Blender or Autodesk, Claude acts as a natural language bridge to the software scripting engine. It generates the specific Python scripts and scene management parameters required to manipulate 3D space, while its algorithmic art skill generates visuals based on precise mathematical constraints rather than randomized noise. This provides significant leverage for technical artists, who can now automate repetitive scripting tasks. However, the learning curve remains high for traditional designers who aren't familiar with the logic of the code Claude is generating. The true return on investment for this platform does not come from executing any single one of these tasks. The value is found in stacking the entire pipeline, from idea to prototype to deployed code, in a single afternoon. This matrix aligns specific user profiles with their optimal software stack, comparing Canva, Figma, and Claude Design based on actual output requirements. For the casual user or solo marketer, the recommendation is strictly Canva. If your primary job is making basic social graphics or PDF guides, a full computational pipeline is over-engineered for the task. Stick to the template engines. For the dedicated UX and UI designer, you need a hybrid approach. Use Claude for rapid wireframing and logic testing. Once the structure is right, retain your traditional tools for complex visual polish and asset management. For product teams and bootstrappers, Claude Design represents the most efficient path from concept to code. The ability to generate a design system directly from an existing codebase and instantly turn ideas into deployable prototypes removes weeks of development delay. We are operating in a reality where code builds the layout. Structural logic now supersedes manual visual arrangement. Stop treating the interface like a blank canvas. Start treating it like a junior developer preloaded with your exact brand specifications, waiting for instructions.